Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 9th July 2025. Am I still recording? I'm still recording, baby. Give me a sec. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 8th July 2025. 9th July because it's early morning. Look at this. There's a sunrise, baby, and it's worth it. So, we just woke up. I'm gonna be filming this. I'm gonna be filming some couple of videos, and I have to go to work. So, hard on, rock on, hard on is another thing. I love you guys. Wagwan. Don't blink, it's your buddy. Ink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day in the tower on this 9th July 2025. It's very early. We just woke up and I want to show you something cool, which is Natroya. Okay. Beautiful. Don't blink, it's your buddy Ink. We'll go for commercial because I'm well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 9th July 2025 because the weather is freaking amazing. Look at this, look at here. Today we're having breakfast because I'm going to work in a couple hours. We are having very own farmers markets. One of my very favorite thing. One of my very first. I just woke up, guys. Give me a sec. I'm my favorite company, from Toronto, it's a Canadian company. We are eating old-fashioned mini donuts. I'm actually really excited. And what I love here is they don't say in French, also what the flavor is. They just say à l'ancienne. So I didn't have these in a while. Usually I'll go for ice cream, but I was craving some donuts, so let's go. The first thing you smell is the fried dough, which is amazing. The fried dough is amazing. Such a cool sensation. Donuts have a very specific smell. So I made donut. I was cooking donuts for work. I worked for a bakery, so they have a very specific smell. And then when they have this fry, when they're fried, they taste another. They smell like another thing completely, which is kind of unique. Mmm. 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 Gorgeous. Like I was saying, the smell is completely different between the making the donuts and frying it. However, it's phenomenal. First of all, unique. Did you know that they were made by actually oh, a mosquito. Actually, a very cool, very simple process. So you put your mixture for the donut in. The machine that makes it a hole. Wait a couple seconds. Put it on a conveyor belt. Fry it. Take it out. And there you go. They're phenomenal. If you want to quite bite size, so you get the whole experience on one bite, which sometimes you don't get. Sometimes, for example, with a pizza, the corner have a lot of dough. Mm. You get the whole experience. Very strong donut taste, which is nice. I might let it taste soft and chewy. Not chewy, but they're soft. Very sweet, but the top on top is ice sugar melted, kind of like a fondant. That's also really good. The whole thing is delectable. The whole thing is delectable. The whole thing tastes good, feels good. Tastes like a donut should. It's simple, but it works. And since it works, you don't really need anything else. You can easily see this as a timeless classic. Here's your Tron. This used to be the way they make it. Knowing that my parents, my grandparents, possibly their parents ate it like that, it makes me happy. Anyway. Don't blink, it's your buying. Welcome back, show. Welcome to the video called the Third Show. This is more. We're having a wonderful day on this 9th July 2005. It is very early, but I'm working today, so I want to get some videos before we go to work. That way, when we have when you go to work, we're ready. We're talking about my parents. It's gonna be a short video. It's gonna be an amazing video. It's a thank you. I love updating my parents, right? I talked about how lucky I was to have them. When shit hit the fan, they were there. When shit doesn't hit the fan, they were there. Those are the people that you want to keep around. People that are there for you no matter what. You want to keep around. It's my parents, so it's normal, right? But I'm lucky because I have both an amazing mom and an amazing father. That is extremely lucky. Like a lot of people are gonna have one great parents, but one shitty parents. I have two good, which is great. So thank you for that. But lately, and I kind of took it the wrong way. They started to talk about mortality, and you don't want to hear that, right? But then you know what's gonna happen. It is gonna happen, and whether ready or not, it's gonna happen. And it made me sad to think about them as dead. And they were he's talking about taking care of the estate. I'm like, fuck the estate, fuck the money. I want you guys to be alive. But then, not realistic, and this is their way of taking care of me as a death, which I actually really appreciated. I want to show you this because this is gorgeous. 9 July 29, sunrise, baby. So, lately they've been really present. Like when I had financial trouble, they were there. But when I found a job, they were there. You see, and I just want to say thank you because they do so much for me. They do so much for me, and it's the small thing that counts. They do small things that I'm really grateful for, but it's also the whole demeanor of not only you're doing so much for me, but you're happy to do it. A lot of people will say, "Hey, I did something for you. You owe me," you know. It's an amazing relationship because as a kid, I didn't want my parents to come in. I didn't like my parents. It's not that I didn't like my parents. I had a very rough relationship with my parents. My mom, which was the nice parent, I only saw her 2 days out of 14. So there was this almost feeling of, well, I'm going to see my mom only 2 days, but it's okay because that's the way it is. And my father was emotionally distant, but I wasn't interested into reaching the distance. I was interested in making the extra step. It's like, okay, you want to be in your corner? Be in your corner. I don't give a fuck, you know. And it was like that for years, for decades. And then when I grew up, I was like almost resenting them because I was like, I took care of myself, you know. I took care of myself. But then they were there. They were behind me. They helped me out. They really raised me. They really took care of me, you know. They had different ways. They had a lot of different ways. My father was a bit more hands off. My mom was a bit more hands on. But then my mom was only there for 2 days. So even if she was hands on, it didn't really matter. And even if my father, being head off, my father was head off because when it was time to give you shit, he was strict. When it was time to give you, to tell you that you did a good job, my father told me multiple times you did a good job. But in between, you didn't do a good job or you didn't do bad, that's where I was a bit lacking, you know? And I grew up in, I was actually watching Zom 100. Zom 100 is the perfect representation of how I felt. I felt like my parents were beneath me. And I know it's horrible to say, but still. I want to do more, I didn't know what more was, but I wanted to do more. But then they did so much sacrifice for me, they did so much for me. And I never even realized it. So as an older person, as a more mature person, I realized I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the thing that they did 10 years ago. I'm thankful for the thing that they did 20 years ago. You know, they've been having my back. And I have to say the person I am today is because of experience, right? It's because of hardship, struggles, right? But it was a good foundation. And the good foundation was thanks to them. And I say thank you to them. I'm extremely thankful. Extremely thankful. Because they did all they could. And they always put in the maximum effort. I was an easy kid to grow, to deal with. They didn't care. They took care of me. And I'm grateful for that. I think right now, the thought of becoming a parent is more apparent. So I think that because it's more apparent, I think that we're gonna push towards, okay, well, how did my parents do? And then when you think about how did your parents do, you're like, okay, did they kind of have a good job? Kind of a good job is actually a really good job. So, yeah, I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. You know, mom didn't have the most, but she gave the most. My father wasn't raised with the most knowledge, but whenever he could help, he could help. You know? I don't feel that about the way I treated them. I was a sad kid. Sad people hurt. Hurt people hurt. Hurt people hurt people. And I'm lucky enough to realize that they were amazing before they're gone. I got maybe 5 good years with them left. I got maybe 10 years with them. I don't know how much time I have with them, but I know I'm grateful. And see, the thing is, there's always going to be this nature versus nurture. Nature is the way they taught you. Nurture is the way you were raised, right? By nature, you are an angry person or you were raised to be angry, right? It was going to be that, right? And I always said, yeah, I'm going to be that my own person. When you look at them, my parents are both people that are super loved. My parents are amazing. I can joke with them. I'm gonna tease them. I'm gonna treat them like shit a little bit, just to annoy them. They'll laugh about it. You know? It's funny. That's what my mom is like. It was really nice. My mom and I lately have felt a lot closer. Because I feel bad about my mom because I see my father every single week, but my mom, she lives too far for that. So when I see her, it's like, oh my god, I hadn't seen you for a while. Then I haven't saw my parents in 3 weeks. I saw my mom in 3 weeks, you know. So it looks like a lot. It's not a lot. But we have right now the best relationship we've ever had. I'm very thankful for that. My father is aware of the effort I'm making, for that, and my mom, she knows how much I'm pushing forward, and she's also proud of that. You see, and again, I'm not trying to please anybody, but when you please someone, it's actually nice. Cutting my hair for them was a big step. It was a big way of saying thank you. But actually acknowledging what they did. It's my first video of the morning. I'm fucking tired. And something else is something that's also important. You know, fuck the little stuff, but also acknowledge the little stuff. I've been very, very lucky at life. And yes, I struggle, and yes, I've had problems, but I've had good people, I met good people, I have amazing opportunities. I had a tough life, but I was giving a lot of choices. When I say I don't regret how I treated my parents, I regret some of the things that I did to them, to people in general. And if I followed their advice, I would have never done that. You know, my father very righteous, my mom very kind. I could have been an amazing being at a very young age. I hope I'm an amazing being right now, but you know, it's a road of traveling. It's a traveling. Anyway, thanks mom, thanks dad. I love you guys. Thank you so much for today, for yesterday, for tomorrow, for hopefully 5 years, for hopefully 10 years. I'm grateful that you're with me, but I'm grateful that you're yourself. I won the DNA jackpot, I won the parents jackpot. I'm thankful for that. See? My parents, I was pissed off because they were both small. So I was destined to be small, genetically speaking. Like, why do that? You know you're still gonna get bullied. Why do that? Well, because, technically speaking, because I was small, I became the person that I am. I became funny, I had to find other ways to fit in. That's a struggle. But the best reward is the struggle. Because you learn more shit. Anyway, I'm emotional because, you know, my parents, I love them. And they're in good shape. They're really good shape. But see, I have older parents, which means that they have older friends, and you see it. When it comes down to it, 1 year they're okay, 1 year they look frail, they look fragile, they look weak. So every single day is a blessed day. Ah, I'm tired. Don't blink, it's your bye, and welcome to the show. This is doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this drum roll. Please, 9 July 2025. It's early as fuck. It's the offset of the sunrise. We're going to work in about an hour and a half, so wanna come on here and make some videos. There you go. Just because I wanted to get the sunrise. This is pathetic, but still. I'm working at 10. I wake up at 5. I finish at 6:30. From 6:30 to 8 o'clock, I sleep. From 8 and 8:30, I prepare myself, and at 10, I go to work. So I'm really motivated, and this is the topic of the day: motivation. Something happened yesterday that made me pissed off. I did so I talked to Janice about a week ago, and he was saying how much he likes the shopping, right? So I went to shopping, and it's like, you know what? People like this. So I really made an effort. I really made an effort to, it's a cool video to do. I really made some effort to, oh fuck, I'm tired. I really made a lot of effort into this video. And then what happened is, I went to my mom's house yesterday, and I uploaded a video called Shopping Trip, which is us going there, right? And I uploaded it on YouTube, and I put it on TikTok. On YouTube, it didn't upload completely because it stopped halfway, saying, "Oh, we're waiting for network for some reason." But on TikTok, this said it was a violating community guideline. But then I didn't check on YouTube to see if it was upload because I went to my mom for 6 hours. So of course it's upload. The video was 20 minutes long. So I go in, I deleted it, and I didn't check. So TikTok, if they don't restore it, I cannot download it. And on YouTube, it's not open, so I don't have a way to get that video back. I was kind of pissed off. And then it was a struggle, an inner struggle. The inner struggle was like ink, and I know this video is called Motivated. So why I'm talking about inner struggle, because actually really a wholesome story, hopefully. My apologies. It's actually a really wholesome story. So, what exactly happened was, I was like, oh my god, dude, you lost the content. And about 3-4 weeks ago, I've lost some videos, and I was like, oh my god. And it was an addiction, because when I lost a video, I'm like, oh my god. This was my breakthrough videos. I know it's cringe, I don't give a fuck. They could have worked, right? And, yeah, so I was like pissed off. Because I was annoyed. I was really annoyed, right? And then I got a fear, because yesterday we had a very wholesome conversation with my mom. I went to my mom, we had a very wholesome conversation. It was fun. It was really fun. And, you know, there's more important thing than that. My parents are talking about dying. They're both wanting me to have an idea of what's gonna happen when they die, you know? And it's not because they thought about it the same way. They can't stand each other, they don't like each other, but the same way. So, so then, it was like, this is not the right way to act. And then, I realized that it wasn't an addiction. I didn't care. See, people ask me, how the fuck you have 40,000 videos on your account? Well, the 40,000 videos are a collection of some sort. There's a diary entry, right? When you most people didn't, but if you did, when you have a diary or when you talk about something happened, you want to talk about it, right? Some people write it, some people scream it, some people talk to their friends. We talk to their friends, I talk to you guys. So, it's a collection. It's every single moment that was important to me during the last 4 years. Now, I know that 4 years is a long time, and it's also a small time. Four years back to back is a lot. 4 years on a lifespan isn't a lot. And most of all, 4 years is a lot. It doesn't make sense, but it does. So, the really cool thing with that is I've been documenting my life, and although it's kind of vain, I've never been vain, so it's gonna feel good to see the other side. It's very boring, but at the same time, life is boring at the same time. You know, you learn some lesson here and there. Out of the 4 years, if you had one thing out of the 4 last year, if you had a year of learning behavior or learning moments of wholesome moments, you're lucky, you know? In my life, I'm 32 years old. 4 years is 1/8 of my life, which is about, I want to say 7% or 6% of my life. It's not a lot, but still, you know? And I just realized how important it is. Just realize how important it is. Let's, for example, in 10 years, I'll have done 40. I'll be 42. And I'll have done 14 years, which is more than a third of my life. It goes fast, you know. And I felt like I was having a collection, and lately things have been going well. See, the biggest thing that went in my the biggest thing that went into my whole questioning of meaningful and purposeful was like 3 weeks, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. It was June. It was the 12th of June, which is not a month ago. It was motivated. It was really I lack of motivation because I lack of determination because I went from 77 followers, no, 377 to 370. Now, people lose follower, it happens. I've been losing follower every single week steadily for the last 2 months, but then a lot of the accounts that follow me were fake accounts. Or a lot of the accounts that follow me were bot accounts. A lot of the content that was following me was people that are, well, I guess fake account counts. Because fake accounts are to troll, but they're also like, oh, I can see your future, or I can get you cash, you know, like scam account. And there are bots also. A lot of those. And then I'm like, well, I'd rather have 1,000 followers but of loyal people than 9,000 that don't interact with the content. They don't give a shit about me. Now, realistically speaking, right, is the content creation part of me. Like, well, I have 1,000 that are down bad for the content. That's amazing. If I have 9,000 where it's only like, see, there's this person who gave me shit, right? Oh my god, this is gonna be such a story. And this is a positive video. So before you start saying, "Oh, Hank, you're complaining," it's a positive video. Smooches. And there's a guy. There's a person, a woman, that blocked me 2 days ago. 3 days ago. I don't even know. I'm fucking tired, bro. It's 5:42 a.m. So chill with the specification. And she was mad at me because she said, "Oh well, you don't support me, but I come to you live and you don't come to mine." There's a difference. I don't invite you to my life. First of all, think of ask you. You didn't ask me. And then she was pissed off, and I was like, okay, well, she has the right to be pissed off because I don't order shit. People don't owe me shit. Then I can understand how she feels, right? I understand how she feels. Right? Am I wishing for more? I'm happy with what I have. There's this desire to grow for sure. But what I have right now is actually pretty special. Actually pretty amazing. I have a solid group of people who care about me, people like me, so that's positive. I don't have negativity, I don't have scandals, I've never been into drama. I've never been having a scandal, never got into an argument. Oh, I got into an argument, but never there was like an expose of Hank's an asshole, you know, which is a surprise because I am an asshole. I went to the bathroom, and I'm gonna leave you guys with the red corn, the nature corn, because it's beautiful. What one? No, I'm gonna fall. Never mind. You're gonna have to tough it up, kid. You're gonna have to tough it up, and yeah. There you go. So then, the reason why I've been feeling so motivated is because when we identified yesterday that we did, so what happened is I went to my mom's house, and because I went to my mom's house, I filmed a lot, and then I saw the shopping center thing. I saw it as a nature corn, you know, and I deleted all nature corn. And I'm like, fuck. I have to go to toilet. You have to go to toilet. Whoa, 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 beautiful. Beautiful. Wagwan. I'm like, fuck, I deleted it. And like I said, I was pissed off, but I was like, okay, why are you so pissed off? Are you? And then I realized that there was a collection. Because most of the moments of 4 years, last 4 years, every single emotional ones, every single thing that really affected me, every single thing that really mattered to me, are on videos. And in a way, it's a weird thing. It's like watching your baby grow, your baby, actual baby, not your girlfriend. That was a weird thing to say. Okay, odd thing to say. So you watch your baby grow, right? And your baby is taking his first step, and you're crying because, like, oh my god, they grow up so fast. And you take his first word, and you're crying because they grow up so fast. But then the second that you're with your friend, you're like, oh my baby boy said his first word, and then people are like, oh my god, what was it? And then you say, well, he said fuck you. Like, oh, okay, that's a bit rude. But then people are like, yeah, but at least he's talking, you know. That baby is video yesterday. It was one of his first steps, but at the same time, think about it. How many steps you take a day? Do times 156, do your age. In my case, I took over 2 million steps, maybe. 1 million, 2 million steps. So when you see some steps, they're pretty meaningful. I mean, not at the moment, but they don't mean a lot in real life, right? And it's the principle of letting go. And that's why I was upset yesterday, because it's letting go that a moment that I liked wasn't gonna be recorded. But then most people, most moments in their life are not recorded, so it's actually pretty normal. It's actually pretty, yeah. I'm fucking tired, but you know what? This is worth it. This is really worth it. You know? It's the same thing. This is the exact same thing. I'm filming the nature court. I woke up for this. Is it really worth it? Nah. Do I want to sleep? Yes. Should I be sleeping? Absolutely. However, I am gonna regret it because it's a beautiful sunrise. And a gorgeous sunrise. Gorgeous. You know? But then it's letting go. And it's a harder thing to do. You know, this is not the first sunrise. This is not the last sunrise that you're gonna be. Hopefully. And I don't need to film it. It's learning to let go. But then I'm motivated because I care enough not to want to let go. Right? It's a toxic relationship, but there's still love. There's still some love. We're watching Jersey Shore right now. And we're seeing Ron and Sam. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, they were super toxic. But then they were love. They were love in there. So even though it was shitty, like, oh my god, they love each other. Right? It's nuts. It's really nuts. I'm tired. You give yourself slap because it wakes up a response, which is fight or flight, but the response also creates adrenaline. The adrenaline is gonna keep you up. You know? It's gonna make you run for a longer period of time where you're not tired. It's gonna be something amazing. And I just read to the comments that was holistic. There's something near the water saying you should dip in the water. It's very good for your system. Adrenaline is also very good for the system, right? So yeah, I'm feeling motivated because after 4 years I keep collecting. You know? And then my FYP for you page, it's full of Pokemon card opening and Yu-Gi-Oh card opening. And you see those people that have been collecting for years and years and years and years and years. Like, why do you keep going on? Because I love it, because I'm having fun, you know. And I love it, I'm having fun making videos. I should pretty great collection. There's two ways to think about it. How much hours have I wasted making content, or how many hours I have invested in making content? How much effort did I put in versus how much did I put in for fate? In the hope that was gonna work someday, and then for the hope that this was gonna grow into something that's amazing. And then there's a very sick part of my brain that listens to people and say, hey, you got a great channel, bro, great content. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not enough, right? And I don't know. This quest for perfection isn't a meaningful one. Because perfection doesn't exist, right? But maybe the quest about perfection is about perfection. It's about the friend that you made along the way. It's on foot 100, you know? No, One Piece, sorry. How tired I am. Maybe the treasure at the end wasn't the One Piece, but the friend that you made along the way. It's actually nuts. It's actually nuts. It's actually insane that you could understand that. You could understand that. The way of life. See, I was thinking about it. I was thinking this morning about my parents getting older. They're older, but they're both happy. My parents getting older. They made mistakes, but they got up. Think about my parents getting older. They walk a long path, and now they both got to rest. In a long path. And sure, this path was hardcore. This path was shitty at time. You walk on the road of life naked. Naked, naked, naked. Which is weird because I'm talking about my parents, of course, but you're on this path of life and you're naked, right? And then you learn things, and then you get some shoes, and then you get some socks, and then you get pants, some shirts. Something that is an umbrella, something to drink, something to eat. It never feels enough. It never feels enough. Because then, on this road of life, all you can do is walk. From point A, birth, to point B, death. All you can do is walk. But then maybe the main focus wasn't point B. The focus was the walk. When I was walking, did I have fun walking? Did I hate myself for walking? And did I have more positive moments than negative moments? If I had more negative moments, did I choose to have those negative moments? You know? Stuffer. I had a drama, like I said, 2 days ago. And the truth is, it should affect me, but I don't care. This is not the first person to think that they don't resolve around them. I got this person, and bless her heart, she's sweet. She does 7 hours a day of live, and it's boring because she does so much. And then when I come in, she's like, "Oh my god, hey!" So excited to see somebody that's nice, you know. But then there's also the delusion of she talks about herself in the third period about this person. So for example, you got who is very popular. You got Sabrina Carpenter. And she talked about Sabrina. Sabrina talked about Sabrina with a her, not a high, you know? And it's a world of mistakes. It is. You see people make the same mistake that you did. Right? And then it's complex because you see the mistake that you see people do mistake that you did, and your first brainchild. Tell them what you're doing is wrong. Then the second brainchild is like, no. Because you did that, you fucked it up, and you learned something from it. I did a video with my parents right today. And my parents, they fell in life. They fell, they got back up. not fail, F-A-I-L, failed, fail, F-E-L-L, they fell. I got back up, they saw me fail. They could have given me the exact answer. No, figure it out for yourself. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm motivated. I feel motivated because the road of life is still a long way to go. Still got a lot to learn. And yes, losing the video yesterday made me realize how much I cared about it. And I talked about everything with motivation. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Ronnie, what the fuck? But at the same time, maybe me realizing how much I care, when for the last 4 or 5 months I haven't cared enough. It's a good thing. That's a positive thing. That's a motivating thing. Yeah. The second you stop caring, you stop fighting. The second you stop fighting, you stop hoping. And the second you stop hoping, you stop living. Right? The fact that I'm gonna walk this road of life, I know that making content is part of it. It's fun. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know where it's gonna end up. But I can promise you one thing. I'm gonna keep on going. See, I watched the video yesterday and I was like, dude, you're dumb. You're dumb. Because he made 13 video yesterday. But like, bro, you didn't have to delete that video because he made 13 video yesterday. I was more focused on the one that I lost than the 13 I made. Can you believe that shit? Ah, fuck. I'm tired. I wanna go sleep, bro. I wanna go sleep, bro. Wagwan. I don't even think you understand. Wagwan. Wagwan. I don't even think you I'm not inky. I only have a couple minutes left to do. Stop complaining. Wagwan. I don't think you understand. Ugh. Keep going. Lamp. Beautiful. Okay. It's fucking cold. Don't blink as you're buying. I'm not gonna wake up to a show because I'm having a wonderful day on this. 9/2005, tired as fuck. But I'm going to work in about 4 hours. I want to make a couple of videos before. Hey, the sunrise. Isn't it beautiful? What can we talk about? Zom 100. So I think I'm going to do episode 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to go back to sleep a little bit. And then we'll go to work. I'll get ready. Once again, amazing, amazing, amazing show. Like possibly one of the best things that I've watched lately. It's just so refreshing. It's just so nice. Give me a sec. Because I watched it a little bit yesterday. We're at 11 out of 12. 11 out of 12. Hey, spoiler. Best of the Dead. See, with Best of the Dead, right away, bro, right away. This is kind of nuts. Right away, what do you get? You get a trope of the survivor. See, everybody in the apocalypse think they can make it on their own until they can't. And then what they start doing is like, oh fuck. I should have looked for some people, bro. I should have looked for some people, right? Didn't think about it. They didn't think about it. Oh, good song. Good song. They didn't think about it. So then, Akira, our main character, is like, yo, I haven't chilled with people. I have this one friend named Kencho. And I want to see him again. The way it started is actually really cool. We're seeing the elites. So we're seeing people that are super, super powerful in the city, and they take care of the city, right? And then what they're doing is we're seeing the rebellion, right? We're seeing the rebellion and how people are like, yo, guess what? We want to fight. There is a very, very wrong thing with that. The very wrong thing with that is I would have loved to have. Is it going right now? Is it before Akira starts his journey begin? It's a bit of a problem though. We have people from the club and they resist. And it's kind of cool because we're seeing people actually resist the war, which is not something that we see often. Now the funny thing with that is everybody loses. Everybody gets killed except for one person. It's one person that we don't know what's gonna happen with it. I haven't seen them again. And Akira comes in and it's like, holy shit, this place is a mess. Now we're confirming that this is Shibuya. So if you played Persona, you know that Shibuya is in Tokyo. We have him growing a beard, which is again him being young, which is cool. But the beard doesn't grow, so he draws in a mustache. The cool thing with that is, for the beard, there's a couple of ways to see it. The first way to see it is the fact that he's bored. So he's looking for activity to do, which is kind of normal. The second way you can see it is, well, guess what? The apocalypse is actually pretty boring, but there's not a lot to do. Like, you're gonna have priority things to do, but you also wanna have fun. For him, growing a beard is fun. So he's gonna go take a shower, and then his phone is gonna ring, and for some reason the internet is back on, and he receives message that he hasn't opened for years. One of the messages is Kencho. He said, oh, I miss Kencho. I'm gonna talk to Kencho, and Kencho's like, yo, I'm alive, I'm there. And then Akira's like, yeah, I'm gonna come and get you. No, don't come here, it's dangerous here. The cool thing with Akira is, in the first one, we saw him, and it was fucking funny because he's the guy who gives shit to Akira to say, hey, guess what? My job is amazing, your job sucks, right? And Akira was like, fuck you, dude, I hate you. But actually, Kench was a good guy, even though he lied about his job, and he's like, no, my job sucks. I just wanted to make myself look interesting. Kenshu has money, so he ends up into a whorehouse. And the whorehouse is like, yo, he's in the bondage room, so there's a zombie bitch she's attached. And then he's like, we're seeing the part where he's bragging about his job, he's bragging about his life, about his girlfriend. Akira gets mad at him, and Akira's like, he feels bad about it. So he's like, I'm gonna save you, he's gonna save you. And it's kind of cool because Akira goes to save his friend. Now, ultimately speaking, it's also a very powerful trope, because with his friend with Akira, this is actually a really important moment. So this is Akira. We don't know how many friends that he has. His best friend is Kenshu. He saves Kenshu, which is good. We don't need to know that he has a amount of friends. We don't need to know that, oh, these guys are important for him. He has his parents that are alive, and he has Kenshu. Also, Akira first kind of leadership role is, he used to play rugby together, him and Kensho, and he used to live with Kensho, and that that kind of pushed Kensho to want to become a comedian, right? So that's Akira influence on the world. You're gonna see a lot of heroes from mangas. And that's what they do is how they influence others. That is super important. Fun fact: I just finished watching My Hero Academia, and the biggest flex of Izuku, Midoriya Izuku, is that he influenced people that are stronger than him into fighting, right? So then you're seeing the whole thing, and Kensho's in a bad position. I don't know what to do. So Akira, what he does is actually kind of super cool. He goes in with a car. So the car, and this is kind of fun because I love Zom 100. I love Zom 100. What a great show. See, the girl that we saw in the last episode, right? We know that she watched a lot of zombie movie. So the car horn was possibly her ID. So he just copies her. And he makes a car horn, and everybody leaves. Now, doing this, he saved another person. The person is the elite from the beginning. We don't know how it's going to play out, but still. I think the elite, they're preparing something. They're preparing something like, for example, this guy is very influential. So he's going to have his own journey for the good, which is all thanks to Akira. So they go for jump from building, and they jump the building to save themselves. Because the zombie cannot jump, and Akira jump, and he makes it. He's telling Kensho jump, and Kensho's like, no, I can't, bro. I'm an asshole. I'm a loser. I told you my job is this. And then Akira said, what you want to do? I want to become a comedian. So he said, jump and make me laugh. So Kensho gets naked, which is for him funny. He didn't succeed. They jump, they party, and they have some beer, which is actually a really wholesome moment. See, I'm gonna get some hate for that, but Akira and Kensho have a lot of bro moments, which is kind of cool because we like the bro moments. But the addition of the two girls, Shizuku and I don't remember her last name, they are a great add. So now we have Akira, right, where we're getting the list, which is super cool. They're chilling on a roof, because roofs are the best. They're the easiest to protect. They're the best, but they're also the hardest to leave. So then they kind of go on a motorcycle. They leave, which is kind of boring, but they just leave. Now, why is it boring? Because the whole, narratively speaking, has been going very fast. It's a bit of a slower. Now, ultimately speaking, there's a narrative aspect to it, which is kind of interesting. Are they slower because Kensho is slowing them down? Is it because Kensho is slowing down, or is it because we need to chill, right? Now, there's another person driving, which is kind of fucking cool because it's a zombie, and now he's faced with a situation of, see, it's nice because in season 1, episode 3, episode 4, which was Flight Attendant of the Dead, he goes to the city, and he finds that the situation is kind of dire, and he's like, okay, well, there has to be a survivor in the city, but the city is huge, right? So he doesn't know where to go, and you see that paths have been blocked off by zombies. So then it's the first time where, like, I don't know what to do, but I have to figure out something. So I'm gonna see Akira being kind of smart. What he does is he wants to buy a house. He lives in an electric store, which is filled with people surviving. And it's kind of funny because they're flight attendants. So this is again with the Japanese culture. So the Japanese culture, apparently, flight attendants are like models or like shit like that. So they really wanted to go. Now it's kind of cool because Akira wanted a girlfriend. This episode starts with Kensho being very popular with the girls, Akira not being, and Akira's like, I'm gonna make a girlfriend. And this episode he makes a girlfriend. So we had the flight attendant, but at the same time, what happened is, flight attendant, one of them is bitten. So she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna transform, right? I am gonna transform, which is nuts because everybody gets to transform. Kensho actually managed to have sex, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, and it kind of sucks because this is, how can I say that? This is picture perfect. You want the character to be happy. When you meet a potential girlfriend, like, holy shit, like, right? And then, Zom 100, I don't know if it's intentional. They do something that's very smart. So, intentionally, if they did that, it was very smart. Otherwise, it's just lucky. because you're so used to them doing something that is very unoriginal and very zombie-ish. You know what they're gonna do. Are they gonna do that? We find a girl that we like, or are they gonna find the fact that, well, one of them was bitten and she knew she was bitten, but she hid with the others because she was selfish. You know, and that's what happened. Give me a sec. Blowing nose. Blowing nose. They're just talking. And it's kind of cool because Akira's like, yo, I have a girlfriend. Now, the most important part here is Akira, now, he doesn't have a job for a couple of episodes, and then talk about his past and how much he hated it. And funny because he talks about his girlfriend, right? He talks about his girlfriend. The air flight attendant, she sacrificed herself. It's like, there's no hope for me to survive. There's just no hope. And it's like, okay, well, I'm off, the attendants are gonna move on. But at the same time, the flight attendant, before she sacrificed herself, she said, I had a dream. And the zombie apocalypse is destroying us. So then, this is important because what I didn't express yesterday that I should have expressed is the fact that Akira's list isn't full. It's not completed. So, during the show, he has it up. Right? We got the Evil of the Dead episode 5, one of my favorite episodes. We're seeing Akira being younger and being strong and having to protect people, but then he's not strong physically, he's strong mentally, right? So then Akira's like, yo, I could have saved those attendant if I knew, right? I want to save people. That's my dream. So the problem with Akira is, and it's a normal problem. The problem is his motivation is a list of 100, right? If he survive like a year, he can easily do 100 things. If he survive 4 months, he can't. But then long term, he doesn't have a motivation. He doesn't have a larger goal, right? The fact that he was supposed to fight the flight attendant, and again, just like him saving people at the beginning of the episode, he wants to be doing something nice. He wants to save people. That's his calling. Now, the reality is, it's a bit of it's a bit of a mess, because is it his dream or is it a response to a trauma? See, there's a difference in characters. Kensho, like, oh my god, I can't believe this happened. This is so shitty, right? That's Kensho, and then you see Akira. It's like, yo, I should have saved people, you know. So this is actually kind of cool. This is actually really fucking cool. Now we have the introduction. The introduction contains a dance, and it's kind of easy to do. And I think I'm going to do it. So we're going to the aquarium. We're seeing fish, which is one of his dream. Now the cool thing is we're seeing Survivor. We are seeing Survivor. Now the kind of like the tougher thing is we don't know if the survivors are important. So for example, right? For example, last episode we saw a survivor, which was a rich dude that didn't make it. He wasn't able to protect the city, right? But we see him survive. Here we're seeing Survivor. We don't know if it matters. Now, the funny thing is, he has his costume. And we're seeing the costume and how good it is. The costume, it shows that, okay, well, they can bite it. This is a shark suit. So the shark suit is made for protecting yourself against shark bite, right? That's kind of cool. Now, he goes in to save people. And the first memory that he has the memories of the girl in the very beginning. And she's like, yo, you can survive. You couldn't survive. We see people on a boat survive, which is one of the good way, and we see Akira saving somebody. And then what happened is, the girl from the first day, she comes in, and she's like, "You're so dumb. You saved this person. You could have died, right?" But then she see this person, and she see that, yo, I could have saved her. Now the funny thing is, the suit is bite resistant, but it's not impact resistant. So he got injured, could have broke his arm. So it's like, and this is kind of cool, because this is also a trope of, okay, well, the biggest problem is what? The biggest problem are the zombies or the danger. Like, you can be the best prepared for zombies, right? And then you catch a cold and you're fucked, right? So this is actually quite important. We have the girl, which is Shizuka, and she's chilling with the what you call it? She's chilling with the survivor. And she is in the aquarium. The aquarium is actually super important because it's a source of food in the city. I know it's hard to say, but you can kill the shark. You can kill the the fish get. Now, what happened is the aquarium is full of zombies, and this is kind of complex because this is the very first time that something happened. So, for example, Akira saves a girl in the beginning of the episode, right? And he leads her to danger. He leads her to literally being bitten because he didn't know. But then at the same time, he did something that the other girl couldn't. So the second girl, which is Shizuka, which we saw in episode 1 and 2, which is the survivalist, she's the expert survivalist, saw the girl and didn't save her. She could have saved her. But then she was like, well, this guy's a fucking dumbass, but he saved her. And this guy actually put her in danger because of him, she got bitten. It's not because of him. It's because of the person he chose to bring her in. And then she got bitten, right? Oh, I forgot to check out the guild. They're supposed to say something. Okay. I think we should do like we have done so far, not kicking away for 7 days. So my friend, okay, Ye is about to kick someone who has been since the start. So my friend found fun. He wants to join, but there's no rush for now, so we can wait before too soon. Oh, that's nice, dude. That's nice. That is super nice. That is super nice. That's super nice. Okay, that's good. So there's no drama. Nice. Drama solved. So we had very quickly, we had a guy that said my friend wants to join. I'm like, oh fuck, we're full. Well, you can kick someone. And I was like, I don't feel good kicking someone. But then he's like, understand, he found another active guild that if there's a free spot, I can guarantee you that there is. And you're gonna go. So that is super cool. So Shibuya, or whatever her name is, what's her name? I don't know. I don't know her name. I did it yesterday. I don't know. Okay. What's her name? No. She's like, yo. And then the funny thing is, some part of her, because again, it's in her backstory though. So her backstory is her father was really strict with her. Really strict. And then she had a dog and she wanted to save the dog, which made her want to become a doctor. So then she see the girl and she wants to save her just like Akira, but it's too dangerous. So she's like, okay, well, I could save him, but I can't save her. And then Akira goes in and is like, yo, I'm gonna protect you. And she's like, you're so fucking stupid, you're putting your life away from a stranger. And it's like, yeah, but my life is worth more than somebody else. I'll save her. And then he makes her realize that she's been selfish. And there's no point of living if you're selfish. That's super important. And then he motivates her into kind of judging her way. But the biggest thing is Akira is very, very much weaker than it's so funny. Akira is weaker than her. But then a shark turns into a zombie. The fish become zombies. And then on the phone he finds a weak spot of a shark. They will defeat the shark, and because he's able to defeat the shark, then he inspires everybody. He is able to defend everybody, which is fucking cool. So then she's like, okay, well, I'll join you guys, because this is a great way to protect herself. So she doesn't really, she doesn't, it's kind of complex. She doesn't really follow, but there's evolution. So the evolution here is actually quite important. So the first thing that she does is, you're a dumbass, you're gonna die. Second thing she does, like, oh no, you're actually pretty cool and I hope you don't die, right? And they meet a second time. And then it's funny because in this episode, the main character is like, I need to get a girlfriend. And then you see her and she's actually really wholesome, she's actually really cool. So if you had her as a girlfriend, you would be happy, which is kind of sweet to see. Episode number 6, Bucket List of the Dead. Arvy of the Dead. So they know, they're like, yo, we're gonna stay here. I don't know what we're gonna do, can stay here. And then when Akira Tendo see that all of the people are dead, it's like, I should see my family. He said the city are not a safe place, but maybe a small town could be a safe place. Now luckily enough, his parents live in a small town, which is self-sustainable. You can survive out of the farm, you can survive out of everything. right? And this is actually wholesome because this would be a chance for him to see his parents, but for a chance for him to survive. Um, so then, of course, this is kind of cool because they're going to see watches and they're going with the price. So this is kind of cool because they're living life a little bit. So why is it important? Is because he's like, well, guess what? I can actually live it a little bit. I can actually live above my mean. I can actually like this is a realization that society isn't anymore, right? Decide to travel lightly, and then like you know what would be cool? A RV. They go to buy an RV, and guess what? The girl is there. Akira right away, he loves her. And he's like, yo, can you? It's a fate that we met up. It's like, don't, I'm not here for you guys. I'm here for RV. Now, the funny thing is, she's dead set against not joining them. She likes Akira, but she doesn't think. She likes Akira and she respects him. She possibly would try to save him as much as possible. But at the same time, she knows this guy is not gonna make it. Or at the same time, there's this really cool scene with Akira, with her, that she said, I don't know how this guy survived. And again, I think the evolution that's actually quite nice. But at first, she's like, you're a dumbass. You're buying beers, you're buying toilet paper. You're a dumbass. And then you just save people. And it's like, okay, well, that's actually pretty cool. Now, they go to the bank to buy an RV, right? And then they argue about which RV to take. And she's like, oh, this is the best choice. And like, no, this is the best choice. Which is a really fucking sweet scene. Now, this is where the writing gets interesting. We just saw them buy luxurious watch, which implanted like luxurious thing. When it comes to RV, they possibly won't take the one that's the most efficient. They'll take the one that costs the most, you know. And then the zombie attacks. So then she has to train him. She goes to the RV. They have this small talk, which is super cool, super cool. Now there is a really fucked up thing that happened. She's actually super cool. They get really lucky because Tensho, because there's no room to get. Okay, it's complex. So Tensho and Akira used to use a motorcycle because it's better to go in. So they went for something from the city. Again, what the fuck? You're so fucking hot. After that, you're so fucking hot. That's why. I'll do another 10 minutes and 20 minutes and I'll go. We're speed running, which is good. They use a motorcycle. Now the motorcycle is actually pretty good because again, it consumes less fuel. At first, Akira had the right idea. Akira used a bicycle, but then they realized the city is not safe. So it's kind of complex. The city will take care of you. But then product will spoil. Like, holy shit, I'm not gonna make it, right? I have to find a farmer, something like that. So then he leaves. But then he leaves and he's like, okay, well, I don't need a motorcycle, right? I don't need a motorcycle to get around because the road have a lot less people. There's space. But then they don't know the RV is going to work properly. So Tensho, which is, again, really smart of him, he takes the whatchamacallit? He takes the motorcycle just in case. So then Tensho, which is again is great timing, Tensho is faster than their RV. So it goes forward and then somebody puts him back on the ground. Now this is one of the most horrible things, but again a very commonly trope of horror movie. So somebody puts Spike on the ground. Am I recording? I am. I don't trust this one. He puts Spike on the ground to kind of bully people. It's like, oh, guess what? It's a shit that you found us because we have food, we have supplies. You just have to work for them. Kind of like a Negan situation. It's like, yo, you owe us something. You owe us. And he put us back on the ground. So the reason that they owe you is because you fucked them over, you know? And it turns out to be one of the bosses of Akira. Now, the cool thing is we saw the boss before. In one of the season 1, episode 1. And he's a really shitty people. And he has his team. And his team are like, yo, you're fucked. And then he's like, don't worry, we'll take care of you. We feel bad. We'll heal your friend and we'll give you food and we'll repair your RV. But you're gonna give us 2 days of work. Now, ultimately speaking, he reflected, which is kind of cool. But the guy is a asshole. The guy is a total asshole. And they have to wait for 2 days, which is kind of cool. But then at the same time, kind of fucks them over. It's like, no, you made some mistake when you were working the 2 days. You owe me. The important part about this one, Army of the Dead, is that the boss really takes advantage of Tendo. He really, really takes advantage of Tendo, right? And I'm gonna call him Tendo or Akira sometimes. And he takes advantage of Tendo and he breaks him mentally. And Tendo becomes like the guy in the first season that we know felt the need to work, and he was sad at his job. He was very sad. So this is what the bad guy does. He's one of the bad guys. And then the funny thing is, morally speaking, he does something that's really bad. He's using zombie to push, which is using the zombie as a workforce. So then it's morally questionable. So then we got Justice of the Dead. So then Nintendo was like, okay, well, this something is really bad here. But we see more, and it is kind of cool. This is actually a really cool thing to do. So we take her, right? I think her name is Shikuza. I don't fucking know her name. Shibuka. I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. And Shibuka, since it's a truck stop, and since narratively speaking, it's like interesting. It's just about fixing fences and discovering what's wrong with the society. It's like a Walking Dead with Woodbury. We get some backstory on her. Now, ultimately speaking, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna complain a little bit. We don't get a lot of backstories on Dead This show was there since day one, so I think it's kind of weird. We get a lot of backstory on her, but then, technically speaking, when you look at anime in general, who's the most important part? The best friend that's there, or the girlfriend? And a lot of times it's the girlfriend. It is the girlfriend. They can show like Bleach. How much do we know about Ishida? How much do we know about Shad? They can show like One Piece. How much do we know about Zoro? Not a lot. How much do we know about like Boa and Hancock? We know a lot about Boa and Hancock. So it is kind of nice because this is a anime trope. Bon matin. Ça va bien? Bonjour.
Ça va bien?
Good. C'est beau, hein?
Oui.
Good. So yes, this is kind of like a super important because we're respecting. So far, we've been respecting a lot my neighbor. Been respecting a lot the zombie trope, not so much the anime trope. So this is kind of cool. So we see more of her in her whole past. So she was a daughter of a very serious businessman. It's like, yo, I will teach you the way to go, and I'll teach you the way to go. And if you listen to me, you'll be very successful. Now the cool thing with this is the guy is abusive, and her father was abusive. So it's kind of the same thing. And then she recognized that the father is an asshole. She also recognized that the boss is an asshole, right? And even then, we see her having this puppy, right? And then he killed the puppy. And she's following him, and she's like, I'm not gonna survive. Now, there's a huge part of my manipulation. It's like, Tendo, I'm hard with you, the boss, because I believe in you. And then he says, I don't want you to die. I can protect you here. Don't think about it. You just have to work for me. I'll keep you safe. I'll treat you like a normal person. I'll treat you with respect, and you'll survive, which is full of shit. And then Tendo, he started to believe in him. It's like, yeah, I'm just an employee. I can't really survive out there. I can't really survive, which is actually pretty bad. So yeah, so manipulation. We're seeing more of Shibuya, and it's kind of funny because the girl didn't join them yet. She didn't join them. This is actually a really cool thing. So they go on a supply run, right? And a zombie goes into the truck. So when they're gonna come back into the camp, a zombie will be in the truck, which possibly will put the whole entire camp in danger. So the girl, she didn't decide to join yet. She goes back to the RV and she finds this list of the dead, and she's like, this is a good idea, and she adds some list of her own. So this is actually really fucking cool. Now Tendo is in there, and she saved him. She's like, yo, you're a dumbass if you follow him. You're a dumbass because people that are abusive are always abusive. Now what the cool thing is, she talks about this the whole entire time, right? And the whole entire time, it's kind of crazy. Kind of super fucking crazy because everybody realized how much of an asshole he is. So then what happened is she gives him the list, and she's like, yo, you can either spend your life safely behind those walls, I can do this. And she gave the list. Now the cool thing is they leave, and then we have the zombie outbreak, which transformed everybody, and his whole camp was there. His whole camp is fucked up. Now you have a choice: do you save the asshole boss, or you let him die? Right? I wouldn't have saved him. They save him, which is kind of cool because they save a lot of people. Now their truck stops are done, and the crew leave, and it's kind of cool because you're seeing that he chose freedom at the end, right? So why is that important? We're gonna stop here because it's getting hot, and this is overheating. Sushi in Hot Spring, episode number 8. So we're more than half already. We'll finish it today. Hell yeah. Is Akira got kind of pushed into the survival thing, the zombie thing. He didn't really choose freedom. It's like, okay, well, this is my chance at freedom. And then when put in a situation where you have to choose, they chose the wrong thing. Then in the end, he chose the right thing. So this is actually quite cool. Anyway, great show. We'll keep going on until we're finished. Sadly, we're almost done. So yeah. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay. We're done. We're done for today. We're done for now. Oh, please. Sheesh. What pot? Our phone is actually really hot. Oh la la. Oh, that's ID. A lot. Okay. I'm a millionaire. but a broke star. Got champagne taste, but a broke car. I live every day like it's my last day. And now I'm okay. Don't you know? Hey. Oh, I wish I posted this fucking video. But now we are so gone. And that's one my mofo. Oh, I know. Oh, I see. What you see when you look at me. And I know what you say. And I know you're okay. Oh, I see the way she looks at you. Oh, I see the way she see me through. Oh, I see the day she found me you. Oh la la, ooh la la. She 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 she. Wagwan. Good. Oh. Okay. Ouch, baby, oh. Don't blink if you blink. Welcome to the return show. We're having a wonderful day on this night, July 25. We're just finished making some videos. It is 6:40 a.m. We got 3 hours before we go to work, but 2 hours before I have to leave the house. What I'm gonna be doing a little stream. We got the tower is gonna become Blood and Silver is gonna become a show. We got my clips because there's a lot of cutscene, and then my computer to make some clips. So enjoy. Okay. Wagwan. Good. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go. Wagwan.